So Diop is on top of his game. He's saying the people that you didn't that you tried to make white people, no, they're Negroes. No. See Diop, see, I went to the African Origin of Civilization, his exhibit. His exhibit in the Metropolitan Museum has counterparts with people of that land, Kemet, and every other place in Africa, right? That's what the Metropolitan Museum of Art did to celebrate Diop's work. He's saying African people, right?
Right.
These groups of people were related to the ancient people that we call Egypt.
Yeah, yeah, but when you say Negro, now you're being now you saying Negro don't have a definition?
I'm
What?
saying that it's abstract. It has various definitions. Sometimes it's endearing to us. Sometimes it's hateful when white folks use
No,
it.
no, no, no. The way that Diop used it, Diop wasn't using it derogatory.
No, he wasn't, but he was using it, remember, endearing because he's responding to white racism.
I agree. So what are you saying Diop is saying?
Who's this dude? You got this dude, because I don't talk to him.
Man, come on, Reggie.
I
Don't
don't
start
talk to
that.
him.
Bro.
I don't talk to him. Okay, so look, you got Sheffrin. We could talk anytime.
All right,
Um,
Reggie.
I think that you understand, but I don't be on platforms with people like that.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. What's going on, Shaka? You muted.
Hey, Sheffrin, how you doing?
Good, good. What's going on, bro?
I'm chilling. So Reggie ran because of my presence, or is there somebody else? Because
No,
I cannot see everybody else. I just see the
no,
Zoom thing.
it was you. It was you.
Dang, 2024, Reggie Mabry. He's what? He's in his 60 years old now, or what? 58, 59, and
Close.
he ran just because I got on the panel.
Close.
Make that make sense? Okay. So, Chef, I read somebody in the chat writing, play her. They were talking about, when you guys were talking about Dr. Cooney,
Uh-huh.
play her saying that Kemet means black and I'll be convinced, right? Somebody wrote that in the chat.
They said what?
In the chat, I saw somebody writing, play her saying that Kemet means black and I'll be convinced. Now I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to that effect, right?
Oh, I ain't see it. But
Now,
go ahead.
yeah. Maybe you have seen that video from a professor of Egyptology, right? Called Peter Brand, Dr. Peter Brand from the University of Memphis. Maybe you've seen that video. He was on Garfield's channel, and Garfield showed him the glyphs with the Kem glyph, the I6 glyph, the loaf of bread, the phonetic complement, and then the city man and city woman, right? Did you see that clip where he said that it means black people? That's how you will write it. Have you seen that clip?
Yeah, I seen that.
All right. So if somebody haven't seen it, my channel is Maat Forever. My latest live stream yesterday, that's the first thing that I played. Usually I play my intro, but this time I played that, right? So we have that already. So Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop argued that from a grammatical perspective of the Medu Neter or hieroglyphic. And that was 50 years ago, the Cairo Symposium in 1974. And 50 years later, Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop has been vindicated with up-to-date scholarship, once again from a professor of Egyptology. And he said that this year, May 2024. So, Chef, are you of the opinion that the ancient Egyptians were not black? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yes, I'm of that opinion.
Okay. Now, can you share your screen? Can you go on my channel, please, so you can see some artifacts of ancient Egyptians?
No, I watch your channel. I know the type of stuff that you
So
see me on.
are you
Hold on,
running
you
as well?
see me
Are you
on your
running from the
channel.
facts?
Huh?
Are you running from the facts, brother?
No. Let's go back to Diop. Let's go back to Diop. All right. Now you said Diop. The professor said that if you wanted to write it like that, you could write it like that, and it could say, right? It could say the black people.
No, no, he didn't say he could say. He didn't say he could say.
If you wanted to write it like that, it would say the black people. But cultural context would they say that? That's where y'all get caught up. So it gotta mean it gotta mean something else according to the culture, because we already read.
Says who, brother?
Hold on. We already read at that same symposium where Sonoran said that they didn't categorize people by skin color. He said it in front of Diop and them. And so he wasn't saying that Diop was grammatically wrong. He said that according to the cultural context and how to understand Egyptians and how they describe people, they would have done that. So it couldn't mean that in that context.
Okay, so Chefren, so now you are giving me the opinion of Sonoran of what he said 50 years ago. Everybody have an opinion. The facts are the facts. So grammatically, Dr. Diop has been vindicated.
Yeah, on that point.
When it comes to the artifact, if you are not scared, you can show the artifact to your audience. They are there. Because I don't go only from the grammatical perspective. There are plenty of artifacts where we clearly see Black ancient Egyptians, and I have shown that for years. Many people have never seen those artifacts. We have that Ujawi dude who likes to show light-skinned ancient Egyptians, and he's comparing human beings with animals. Make that make sense. Now, he doesn't seem to understand. I don't know if he's ever been abroad, but I've been to many different countries, to the museums, and a lot of time we have the coloring that is fading, you see? So if you want to, I don't want to force you, but the artifacts are there. So you need to do.
So let me ask you this. All right, so the modern Egyptians are in Egypt. Are they the descendants of the ancient Egyptians?
No, they are not. But there are some people, who have some affinity, Some people call them the Nubians, but there's been a lot of mixing, because many people came and invaded. But hold on, Chefren, are you running from the artifact, Chefren?
No,
are you running from the artifacts?
No, I'm not.
So why don't you show it to your audience?
They didn't sing your channel.
No, they didn't see.
Go to My Yacht Forever, y'all. This is a shout out to My Yacht Forever.
I'm surprised at you, Chefren. You like, and you know what, Chefren, check this out. You don't even have to play me. You can just put a video, and you can, when you press the side arrow, it goes forward like 5 or 10 seconds. So you don't even have to put the sound, just so that people can see the artifacts in the museums.
You know what we call that? We call that lookership.
Yeah, brother. This is which scholar uses that word? Please tell me.
What scholar? The YouTube.
Yeah, what PhD uses lookership?
No, our online community uses that.
Yeah, so that's not scholarship, brother. That's not scholarship.
So look.
That's the word that.
So looking at pictures, that's scholarship.
Well, when you deal with the artifacts, that is scholarship, brother.
So when I look at your artifacts, So when I look at your artifacts,
they're not my artifacts, brother.
Hold on. On your page, we about to go look at your stuff, and you're going to tell me, us looking at that and saying that those people are these people, or those people will be that. You're saying now that's scholarship, though.
Dealing with the artifacts, that is scholarship. Yes, those artifacts are not mine. Once again, they are housed in museums. So basically, you just don't want to show the artifacts, right?
No.
Right?
I'll do it. Pull it up.
What, please,
I'm
if
about
you
to
don't
pull it
mind,
up.
brother, just share the video. Put it on the screen, and we can look at the artifacts together.
Pay attention to the road. I want you to do that.
I'm sorry?
I said pay attention to the road.
Yeah, no, I'm paying attention to the road, but feel free to share your screen.
All right, give me a second. Where am I?
You know, my channel is the video called Red Ancient Egyptians. And you can go towards the end. It's a very short one.
Red Ancient Egyptians.
Yeah, it's just easier to go to my channel.
I'm going. Keep talking. I'm pulling it up.
Yeah. Really, I'm waiting for the screen to be shared, and then if anybody have any question, and I'm welcome to answer them.
Oh, you got it up with the Bulls. You doing a Reggie?
No, I'm not going at Reggie.
No, I'm saying you supporting Reggie argument that they the Bull people. Hold on.
Reggie said that to the so Reggie can say that he was wrong about that. You know what I'm saying? That's a pseudo claim. But Reggie has knowledge of the Medunetia. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to Google. Boom. That's you. You see my screen?
Yes, I see. Thank you. Now feel free to make the screen larger if you want to, but you can fast forward and go towards the end.
All right. Boom. Boom. You said fast forward. Let me turn the sound off.
Yeah, you can go towards the end.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. But there it is. So those people, Chefren, do they look black? Are they black or not? This is from the tomb of Tutankhamen right there. Are they black or not, Chefren? I don't hear you.
They dark skin.
Okay, that's fine. This is from the museum in Torino, Italy. Museo Egizio. This one, if I'm not mistaken, but all the references and the links are at the bottom.
It's on there.
This is from, yes, feel free.
No, keep talking. Explain your video.
Yeah, but I think this is from the British Museum, but the screen is very small, so I cannot read, and as you can see, I'm driving.
I got
but
it.
there are other artifacts
I'm
as
gonna
well.
pause it. I got it. Museum number EA 37976.
Yeah, is this a British museum?
1350 BCE. Painting from the tomb, chapel of Nebaim. Or
Nebamun, probably.
Neba-Amun. Neb-Amen.
Yes.
All right. That's from the British
Amen
Museum.
is law, basically, if you were to translate it, if I'm not mistaken. So, but feel free to, you can press the down arrow, the side arrow, there's other artifacts, A lot of people have not seen this kind of artifacts, and usually the older the artifacts are, and the blacker they look, but they know which one to select when they have documentaries, when they have articles to put on book covers. But there are plenty of artifacts like that, and I have shown many over the years. As a matter of fact, I have two videos called Black Ancient Egyptians Part 1 and Black Ancient Egyptians Part 2, and you have paintings from tombs,
Mm-hmm.
So this one, yeah, it's the book of Nach. It's from the tomb of Nach, or Nachet, depends how you want to pronounce it. But you can fast forward. There it is. You have plenty. So there it is. We have them. We have the artifacts. And indeed, like Reggie said, the majority of Egyptologists translate. Thank you for sharing the screen. I appreciate that, Chefren. The majority of Egyptologists indeed translate Kem as black. I mean, this is
as black what? As black what?
As black, like in English we say black, like in French we say noir. That's the translation.
So, right, but so I'm glad I got you on here. So, because you read the glyphs, right? You even teach it. So, kimet means what?
It means if you translate it, you can translate it the black. A lot of people say the black land, but the word land is not written. It's not written. The main word for land in Medu Nature is star, but we have the determinative newt. I think it's reference 049. That's why they use the term land. But some Egyptologists, some PhDs, they type literally the black, you see? So yeah, that's the meaning.
The black what?
The black
It
now
has to
land
be
is
in reference to something. You what? Come on, Shaka. If it's just the black, I'm going. My country is the black. I'm from the black. So ancient Egyptian would go to a foreign country, and when them people would ask them where they was from, they would say the black.
I mean, what are you disputing right now? Are you disputing the glyphs, or I mean, I really don't understand because I
No,
answered your question.
no.
When we, yeah, feel free.
If it just means, if you translate it as the black, but the black, what would the black be in reference to?
Well, like I said, a lot of people they will translate the black land.
Mhm.
But if anybody wants to challenge me, when I go home, I can show a PhD that, or more than one, that translated literally the black. You see, now land is implied, is understood because of that determinative. You see, but the determinatives have no phonetic value. They have no sounds. You see.
I'm with you. So, all right. So so the feminine T, what does that do? That compliment. What does that what does that bread loaf do on the KM? What does that do?
The bread loaf is the sound T, the T sound.
And what can that do for a word?
Well, for a word, a lot of time the T or the T is got in reference X1 that turns a word into its feminine form. You see.
And do most of their place names end with a T in reference to a place or land?
I don't know if I can say most, but we have.
Does that is that a feature in their language?
It is.
Okay.
It is well, if you want to use the word feature, sa means son, S-O-N, not S-U-N, like a child, and sat means daughter. So when you add the T, the word goes from masculine to feminine. But chef friend, I would like to ask you a question if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
A professor of Egyptology from Memphis University, Dr. Peter Brand. Are you of the opinion that he was wrong about what he said on Garfield Reed's channel?
No.
Okay. Now, for those who don't know, he wondered if that is something that was composed, or in other words, made up, or if it comes from some ancient Egyptian text. And I have shown that this comes from some ancient Egyptian text, for the record. But feel free to share, friend, if you have any other questions.
All right. No, I'm glad you're here. So, all right. So Egyptian place names, they have been known in some instances to have that feminine T on it, right? So in the case of Kemet, why wouldn't why wouldn't you take that into consideration to and then along with that, with the 049 glyph that you said, why wouldn't that make sense to call it the Black Land? Well, with those two things that we seen associated or attached to that word, Kim, when it's talking about the land, the place. When you have that feminine T and that 049 glyph, why would you dispute whether it's talking about land or not? Damn, where you go at? We done lost. He coming back. You hear me, Mayat? I can hear you. I know. I don't know what happened. Let me see. Let me add you back in. Bang.
You know, I can see you.
There you go. There you go. Go ahead. You
Yeah, so
back.
sorry about this, Stephen. So yeah, I was just saying you have WhatsApp, but I couldn't hear you after. So feel free, brother.
Oh, I was saying if you said that the T in some instances denote place, right? And you have the T on
No, no, no,
Kemet.
I didn't say that, brother. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just said that we we have an example of the place that is called Waset. We call it Thebes today, but in ancient Egypt it's called Waset. So it ends with the T sound or the T.
Mhm.
But feel free, brother. Sorry about
All
this.
right, so we see that, right? And then when it have the 049 glyph attached to it, right? So these two things can denote land, right? So why wouldn't you go over or accept the scholars when they say is referring to the land? When you see those two complements there that can do that.
Now the T or the X1 loaf of bread or
Mhm.
bread loaf, it does not denote a place. Now the 049 glyph, yes, people will say that it denotes a place. Sorry. Some people argue that it may mean community. However, the glyphs that we are dealing with, some people may read it Kem, other people may read it Kemetiu. Sometimes it is transliterated as such. It's getting a bit technical, but those who are familiar with the glyphs know what I mean, right?
Mhm.
So in this case, we're not dealing with the loaf of bread. I'm sorry, with the nude glyph. We're dealing with the Kem glyph, the I6 glyph. Kem, once again, means black. That's the main meaning or translation. And we also have that in the Coptic, which is the latest phase, the latest stage of the Medunetia.
Mhm.
Coptic is still spoken to this day. So the
Facts.
language has survived. So, and then we have the seated man and the seated woman, and the three strokes, which denotes the plural. So it is talking about people, not
Mhm.
a place in this case.
No, I agree. And I'm saying when you don't have the people, right? When you have the Kim glyph, the
When you don't
owl,
have the people, it talks about the place, Kemet.
right. So the what is it? It's the Kim glyph, the owl, the half a loaf of bread, and the 049 glyph. Is that in reference to a land and place and not people?
When you have the 049, when you have, like you said, the Kem glyph, now the owl is optional. It's just a phonetic complement. That's the
Right.
sound M. We already have the sound M with the I6 glyph. So indeed, to answer your question, when you have the I6 glyph, the loaf of bread, that's phonetically pronounced, sorry, kemet. With
Uh-huh.
the 049 glyph, is a determinative that denotes a place. So that is the place that, we call Egypt today, basically.
Right. So that's denoting the place. So when you see that, all right, so when they translate that as the black land, you're saying
Mhm.
that they are wrong.
No, I never said that, brother. You never
Oh,
heard me
oh,
say that.
oh, oh, but that's what the other side, that's what Reggie and them is saying. So I'm
Oh,
trying.
well, the things that, once again, Reggie has knowledge of the Medunetia, and people never agree on everything. The PhDs in Egyptology, they don't agree on everything. You know what I'm saying? So, he has, some argument. I heard him talking about cows and all that, but he has knowledge of the Medunetia. That's undeniable.
Yeah, I agree that all y'all have knowledge of the Medunetta, but what I'm trying to get from y'all, right? Y'all are disagreeing. Well, you haven't disagreed with the PhDs yet, but you sound like you on the fence. You sound like you on the fence,
What
right?
do you mean, brother?
Because if the consensus, right, among Egyptologists is that Kemet means black in reference to the land or the soil, right? You haven't come out the fence, so you on the fence. You're not saying yay
No,
or nay.
no, no. Well, maybe there was a misunderstanding. Now, usually, it's safe to say that most Egyptologists translate Kemet and with the 049 glyph as the Black Land. You
Yes.
know, So I disagree when you say that I'm on the fence about that, you know.
Oh, you were just on the fence about when they got the people behind it.
No, I'm not on the fence at all. Now, once again, check this out, brother Sheffrin.
Mhm.
I'm not dealing with my claim. I'm dealing with what a professor of Egyptology from a university said this month, this year, May 2024. Dr. Peter Brand said that when you have the I6 glyph and the loaf of bread, the seated man and woman. Now, once again, I think you had the owl, you know, reference G17, which is the phonetical complement for the sound M. Even if you don't have the owl, it's still pronounced the same. So once again, the seated man, the seated woman in the three strokes, he said, if you translate it, then that, I'm not paraphrasing, but, you know, I've wrote the text, I have the video. He said that will mean black people or those who are black. And then he translated again and he said, this is how you write it. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So this is not my claim. This is a professor of Egyptology from the University of Memphis. So yeah, just for the record, you know.
So do you think that he was saying that if we was the apples to apples, if you was to translate that into English, right, without the cultural context or nothing else, right, you could translate that over to English as just the black people, but then it would lose is ancient Egyptian cultural context and what it actually meant, because they all translate that to mean Egyptians. I've seen it in multiple dictionaries. So everybody who James P. Allen and all of them know that if you was to translate that over word for word into English, it could be translated as black people. But in Egyptian, right, that how the ancient Egyptians would have categorized that, right, it just translates over to what? Egyptians. Right or wrong?
You are right that they translate it usually as Egyptians. Now we have Faulkner, a concise dictionary.
Yep.
Yeah, and we have also
Vigus.
Well, Vegas, I don't know who that is. You know, I don't know who that person is, but that is an online dictionary that has taken, you know, some entries from some other dictionaries. There's a PhD who mentioned that, but I don't have his name on top of my head. But there's also, you know, the word to book as well, you know, and other dictionaries that were translated as such. But check this out, brother Sheffrin. Egypt did not exist during this time period of the Medu Neter, you see? Like 1500 BC, that did not exist. And of course, Egyptian did not exist either, you see? And that's why 50 years ago, Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop argued from a grammatical perspective, knowing that the root kem means black, that kimet, when you have the seated man, the seated woman, and the three strokes of the plural, then it should be translated, you know, black men or black people, or that word that was used before, the Negroes. It was not offensive before, you know? Right. And like I said, his main work, his most famous work is in French called Nation et Culture. You have an English translation with some parts of it called, you know, African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality. But the work in French, Nation et Culture, means basically Negro nations and culture. So he used that word nègre, which is the equivalent of the English Negro, you see? So he argued from a grammatical perspective. And 50 years later, he was vindicated by a professor of Egyptology at the University of Memphis. Feel free if you have any other questions, brother.
No, I mean, I think we made some good headway.
I'm sorry, your sound is a bit low, brother.
Oh, my bad. I said I think we made some good headway. I don't have too much disagreement with what you're saying. I think this was good. This was good.
You know, Sheffrin, I heard you when you say, you know, the context and stuff like that. But, you know, the Riparianites, Asaim Hotep said that Allah is in the Egyptian text. He said that Allah is an indigenous African god.
That is sick.
He said that Hebrew is cognate with Yoruba. He even said that the English word fly derives from the hieroglyphic keper. I even heard through the grapevine that he was arguing that rise a volcano. But for him to say that Allah is in is an indigenous African god that Allah is in the Egyptian text, that's pseudo as heck. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So people are free to listen to him and follow him if they want to, but he has been making pseudo claims over the years.
Yeah.
But anyway, since you don't have any more questions,
I don't understand how anybody listen to him at this point. I'm
well,
I'm starting to question everybody at this point.
Well,
yeah.
I would say, you know, everybody, we have scholarship, and I have cited a PhD in Egyptology, you know, and there are others doing the work. Cheikh Anta Diop was a PhD. Dr. Theophado Benga is a PhD as well, you know, so the scholarship is there, you know what I'm saying? Well, thank you very much for listening to me, Brother Sheffrin. I catch you some other time, all right, brother?
My dude, appreciate you.
Peace, brother.
Peace. So we got my man Shaka and dude. Damn, yo, I gotta change my camera. Hold on. There we go. Listen, man, we getting to it tonight. This turned out to be a pretty good show. You know what I mean? This ended up being all right. We had two meta speaking fools on here, y'all. Turned out to be pretty good. We had brother Reggie, and we had brother Shaka and Dude Kemet. And this was just a test show. So we still got it over here, y'all. We still can pull them in. You feel me? I know I ain't been live in forever, but y'all done seen what everybody said. Shaka sharp though. I ain't gonna lie. Shaka sharp. You know what I mean? He's a little bit more stricter with his arguments than a lot of the other meta speaking reading brothers. I'll say that. You know, he don't deviate too much. You know. He don't do too much deviation. Link. Reggie went the link. And look, we can disagree, y'all. Like, I have no problem with disagreement, right? That's what we got to get better at. Y'all see when somebody disagree with me, I don't get bent out of shape. You dig? I disagree with you. Please don't get bent out of shape. It's just a disagreement, right? I will say, using Diop in them, we have to allow Diop in them to be wrong also. You dig? We have to allow Diop in them to be wrong. Right? We not trying to make no we're not trying to make no gods, right? We ain't trying to make no deities over here. We got brother Reggie back in the building.
Okay, so I just wanted to add to what he said because it was just straight meta nature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.